One. Not long after I made the announcement that American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 are coming back to both the Twitch and the YouTube, here I am. I kept my word. What you are looking at right now are the 47 mods. I mean the 59 active mods that will lead our return on a brand new profile to this in the game, at least for ATS. Take a look at the right. This is what I have activated right now. Obviously, this will change based on how well these mods work, if they still work at all, as is, or if I find something that does something better than each of these. This is simple just to get it back up and going, basically. Jeez. I have started completely new from scratch with a new profile. Apparently, there's been lots of changes. There's been changes to the UI, but also to the physics and vehicle behavior. I think there's also some new sounds, maybe? So, we'll see. Let's drive. We will continue my career. I have downloaded all the state. I have all the DLC of each of the states. They're available right now in this game. And I'm sure there's a question everybody's asking right now. Why would I play a game that paints such a controversial country in such a good light? I have my reasons. I've always enjoyed this. Let me have my fun, and you can have yours. I'm just going to say that right now because I know there's several people thinking that. Not going to mention names. I've already picked a job. Hopefully the microphone is working. I bought a new mic for this, and we might not have it like adjusted the volume balance properly in the game. And also for some weird reason, the reason I replaced my previous mic with this one is because I thought my previous mic was broken, but then this mic is also having an issue apparently. So I don't know what it is. There's no way I have two bad mics. There's no fucking way I have two bad mics, is there? I'm actually gonna test this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and yeah. Ba 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 ba. Ah la 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 ah da ah da 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 da. There's no way I have two bad mics. And this one's brand new. This is not even a week old. So there's gotta be something up. Anyway. My starting city was Roswell. I've driven around basically just this area. Currently level 5, and yeah, this is my truck as is. So here we go. And I will probably get Cepino's mod back up and running, but right now I'm just not running it for simplicity's sake and because some of the Jazzy Cat and Traffic Maniac mods are very out of date. So I don't know how those are going to behave since those need like a special definition file. And I don't know if that's going to like be updated enough for the other track packs to not cause issues. AKA the dangling pointer issue. So with that said, let's just drive. I'm on keyboard and mouse right now. Just doing sequential. They did smart throttle and also smart sequential shifting, so maybe those help. Look at that, they have tooltips. I reset the tooltips for everyone. I literally bought this truck. It was in very good condition. 5-star used condition with 42,000 miles, and it cost me just under 100,000. It looked mainly just like this when I bought it, just with me putting the modded wheels pack on it and 9900i enhancement mods. And then the truck was red when I bought it. I just made it blue for this trip. So yeah. Without further ado, let's just drive. I'm going to leave the tooltips on just for this. Only this layout, only for this drive to show you how much it has changed. Oh yeah, I changed the engine with one of the Craich Bomb engines. It just had an ISX-12 with 370 horsepower and just the basically the default starting Ian Fuller 10-speed ultra shift. So I changed that to have a 9-speed for simplicity's sake. Okay, let's go. So I'll get the steering wheel and pedals and shifter set up again soon. Just to get it back going again. Alright, like that. Go there. From eastern New Mexico all the way to southwest Kansas. I actually do like the UI, but obviously I want to have no UI because I just want to see the truck, the road, and the environment. Here, we're not on the throttle as much. If you just press it once. But I'll show you if you double tap the accelerator button on the keyboard. It's going to be a lot louder. It's a lot of trucks. Just with the traffic packs I already had, we're using them again, and as you can see, they've worked fine so far. Tested them with a few short trips. There, I double tapped it, now it's like throttle fully down. Okay, so testing in, because I did notice the indicator was going red, meaning that the mic was just like muting itself and unmuting itself. It makes no sense. Not sure why it would do that. Just did. Ah, we crashed already? That's okay. Let me check what happened. All right. Hold on. That's the first crash I've had that whole profile. Let's see what happened. Then we're going to have to disable a mod here. Yep, dangling pointer error with the traffic. Damn. That makes no sense that it would do that. They're so obsolete. I honestly might just drive without any of the traffic. They're so obsolete. Let me see. There's a new file called game crash. We'll see if I can open it up. Didn't have a single issue in all the test runs, but then when we actually stream this, of course we have an issue. There's a crash detection file, but there's no text in here. Alright, let's try this again. So yeah, let me know how the microphone sounds because I can't monitor it right now. Okay, let's try this again. That's crazy. I didn't have a single crash during my test runs of this. And then of course on stream it happens. I'll try it again and we'll see what happens. We'll see if it crashes in the same place. Yeah, it happened basically as soon as we left New Mexico. So basically that whole drive did not happen at all. Where would this be so I can edit this out later? About 13 minutes in. That's a big problem if the Jazzy Cat mods are not supported anymore. What if I took these off? Could one of these be conflicting? Who knows? Let's try this again. Ironically, those three appeared to have had recent... I think I'm just going to mute my mic the rest of the stream. We'll just see if it works. See, like I said, there's the issue. I don't want to say too much because the mic's going to cut out again. Not quite sure why it does that. Does the mic at least sound fine when it's working? If anyone can relay that to me. When I make the stop here, I'll check. I might try another train mod because the one I had, while it does seem like an improvement, it's pretty constantly updated. It ended up just keeping the fictional logos in the game by default. So yeah, I really don't like that. Maybe I'll look for another train mod if that's out there. It changes those two. But I don't think it matters because there's only like technically 2 real train companies that are major on this part of the U.S. On the western part of the U.S. 3 technically. This game put in only 2. So it's really 56 mods right now. I'll also make a note that I tried the the headset mic, not a single issue, never cut out. So it's something with the USB ports when it comes to sound. I don't know why. Like the Blue Yeti with this, it was having like all kinds of like, a big whine noise recently. So I thought it was the mic had gone, so I tried this mic, and then now it's just cutting. It's starting to, and when it gets to have that whine, it just cuts out and then reinitializes. On my end, I'm hearing device stops work, device not plugged in, device plugged in. I'm hearing that sequence of sounds basically. There's no way this mic can be broken like right from the start. That's not good. So yeah. Maybe I should search up online to deal with this. Because there's times when the mic is going red. I'm going to turn in here very briefly. So yeah. This is all going to be new road through northern Texas and to southwest Kansas. Considering that it didn't have the same issue in the same exact area, makes me think it's just something about how the traffic generates if it generates at the same time. So yeah. Just trying to minimize the chance of that happening again. Not quite sure what's here. I guess you could read something here. It's avid historian, so that is some sort of a. Of course, we're with the default traffic behavior that yields for you no matter what, and almost never passes you. I want to see if I can get that traffic mod up and running. But I have to be wary of all the traffic packs I have, how they'll work with it. Right now, this is just to get everything back up and running again. The left blinker was on, it turned right. I put a Caterpillar engine in it. A modded Caterpillar engine. I think I said at the beginning I put a Cummins ISX, but that's not correct. Like I've noticed the mic is turning red a lot. Like on the indicator, which is on the gain light, which is facing me. I don't know if that's supposed to be normal or something, or there's a possible issue that the mic doesn't like. Who knows? Like, is it peaking or something? I don't know. Anyway, with all that said, I'll mute for the rest of the drive. Unless someone does talk to me. And then I'll unmute and say hey. I've got lane keeping assist on. So I guess that's what's causing the beeping, where it's like blind spot up here. Lane keeping is why the truck was like weaving and trying to hold its line. The blind spot indicator, I think, is the beeping. Also, yes, after this drive, I'm going to try to hide the UI and see how I do with it. Oh yeah, what? I saw the mic go mute again. I did that. So what do I have instead of the voice navigation on? We didn't find out. You'll hear it eventually, I hope. Hopefully we're not going to be too close to Gaimon. I'll go to the next gas station. I just didn't want to go to the one there because I didn't like the positioning of it. Unfortunately, this tutorial tooltip is going to stay up until I refuel my vehicle. Or it'll go on its own, that's fine. You have to admit, that's a nice trailer, and that's why I picked it. I guess I hit the barrier there because I have blockers turned off, so it doesn't destroy the ruin the immersion. But my truck doesn't look like it took any damage from that, so we continue. I do like the new UI, especially when driving. Stuff in the lower left is actually very helpful. Engine brake on. And then also, if you would have a retarder on your truck, it would also help. Indicator for the high beams too. Flashers. All that in gas. And also what gear you're in. It just looks really nice in the lower left. I'd like to keep that on permanently. But it's like F3 turns it all off. F2 the mirrors individually. I have to zoom in to see what gear I'm in. Yep, the police scanner. There it is, the police scanner. Which is very nice. Okay, I don't know the terminology for what was used. Like hit the jackpot, and then sometimes they say smoky with a customer, so I'm not sure what the terminology is. If anyone knows, definitely let me know. That's just what's here in the, here, I'll show you. Options, audio. I thought it would be unique and interesting there. Language and voice, instead of navigation, that. Hitting the jackpot, I think, is a car accident. It's a car collision, I'm guessing. But correct me if I'm wrong. What? Did anyone just see that? What? The truck just vanished. Alright, when I hit level 6, I can actually put, you know, a roof deflector and a side deflector on this, and it'll look a lot better. Ah! You can't make that shit up. The game literally crashed right before the collision. Kinds of issues with it. Let's try this again. Now, here's how sleeping works. Anywhere between 1 to 30 hours, but I guess it just advances time this much. Just do 10 hours. Basically, it all works. Just you may as well just do 10 hours, literally. I'll just do 24 hours because why not? So basically, just do 10. So it's kind of pointless to do it really last because you don't comply with the state law, basically. You know, the rules. There. Rested. There's rested, there's fully rested, and then there's not compliant. So basically, just 10 hours for that reason. Unless you're running late for some reason. I think it's going to need a little more work still for stability. And I'm probably going to be back on the headset mic for the first time in, like, I don't know, many years. I'm starting to think it's an issue with the computer USB ports, how it handles sound rather than anything else. So I don't know. Hopefully the mic, well, the issue didn't sound too bad. Hopefully while the mic is working, when it does, except for a few hiccups, that it sounded okay. Hopefully it was fine. So I think I'll end it here and then we'll work on it a bit more for next time.